Module 5, Week 2. You're kind of keeping on, and this week, a couple things I wanted to point out to you. In the Module 5 folder, like the very top folder for Module 5, there are two videos that Ping has posted that you need to watch. One is a 9-minute video, and one is a 25-minute video, so those are things you should do early in the week. Get those out of the way. That way you're ready to go there. And then if we go into this individual component folder for the determined assessment evidence, that's where we're still working. So if we click back in there, another major thing that you're going to be doing again is back in these two discussion groups, the group pumpkins and the group apples, and I've updated those. So if you go into this, let me show you where I updated the questions I need you to respond to. And if I'm going to click create thread, but you should be able to see it when you reply. There's an update in here. And what we have two different parts that we want you to look at. And the first is, within your group, check your peers' goals. Are they stated so that they are knowledge goals, understanding goals, and transfer goals? Are the verbs used in each goal appropriate for each type of goal? And we want you to look at the Wiggins and McTighe book, the 2011 one, on page 106 from information. And they have a list of all kinds of verbs there separated out by the different types of goals. So make sure you check that out. Because chances are, if you're using acquisition knowledge-based verb in a transfer goal, chances are it's probably not a transfer goal. So make sure you're checking that out. And really what we're looking for is we want you to let your classmates know that if they have the right kind of goals and they have them worded correctly, let them know. Just say, yeah, we think these are good. Use the right kind of verbs. They meet the requirements for a transfer goal, knowledge goal, understanding goal, etc., whatever. But if they aren't, we also want you to let them know, because we're a community. We want to make sure that we're building knowledge together, and if someone's misunderstanding something, we want to make sure that we bring them along and get them to where they want to be. So we're kind of in this together kind of mentality. And just remember, use the book to support your thoughts. That way, if someone doesn't quite understand something correctly, that way they have a landing zone kind of in the book to where they can go and read more and kind of improve their knowledge that way. So be doing that. Now, part 2 is to provide your peers with feedback on how they might assess their goals. We're moving into assessment, so this kind of fits in nicely with where we are. And really what we're looking for is, what evidence would we need to see to be able to assess each of these goals that they have. So provide suggestions, those kind of things. Get that up. Now, our discussion for this week is going to go basically from now until Sunday night. Just like our normal week, so you have all week to do this. So I do encourage that you do this early in the week, that we can have more discussion. It's not that we want you to post, one post for the entire week. We want you to be discussing this with people. So if you have a question, ask it and wait for your peers to respond, those kind of things, and keep going back and forth. This isn't okay, yep, I posted a discussion post, check, move on to the next thing. We want this to be kind of more of a collaborative thing that takes place throughout the week. We don't want to consume your lives, obviously, but be involved nonetheless. Now, some of you have not posted your discussion post yet. You need to do that as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's hard to discuss when there isn't much there to discuss. We'll also be having a quiz this week, so we'll be looking for that. That'll be in that same Module 5 folder. Ping will have those up later, either in the day or tomorrow. And then last thing I want to let you know, everything that we're doing in Google Docs, make sure you have that set to for the sharing, to share with anyone with a link, instead of just doing it with individual people. That way everyone can get to it. I know there's some that are, I think they're just shared with specific people, whether it's Ping or just with me or just with your people in your group. Make sure that you change those privacy settings on any Google Doc that you have to be with anyone with a link. That way, when we click on those links, it just takes us straight to it. So if you need to look at your Google documents and update those settings, make sure that you do. That way we can all be providing feedback and all be helping you make the best possible unit you can. With that, it pretty much sums up our week for this week. We'll see you on Thursday. Make sure you're doing the readings. Make sure you're looking at the instructor notes. Those things are important. You need to look at those, otherwise you're going to fall a little bit behind, because you're not going to quite know what we're talking about, and you're going to have to wait until we talk about it in class. Then it might take a little bit longer. So make sure you're really getting into the readings and doing the readings. So that is very, very important. And with that, I wish you a happy week.